What are you waiting for?
Come join the Geek Drums Nation. What is up, everybody? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be talking about Superman and Lois, episode 11, entitled Complications. Now, for me, this title, Complications, it had two different meanings. We literally got rid of two complications just to gain two more in the forms of Lex Luthor and this zombified Bizarro who could potentially be turning into some sort of doomsday slash cancer monster. We have to wait and see, but that's what I took away from the title of this episode. Let me know if you felt the same. But we pick up this episode, guys. This episode was crazy. We pick up in this episode, Pia is literally mimicking sounds of gunfire to cause chaos throughout the city to keep Superman away from their plan. You know, they're trying to escape as a family and get away. And we do notice that Pia is having little flare ups, little hiccups in her powers. Like she's losing control. This cure was not a cure. This cure literally sent her out of control. Her cancer is still there, which, I initially thought it was a cure, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, it can't be that easy. It should not be that easy. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at my notes too. So after this, uh, Lois is also she's prepping for her surgery. She's prepping for the surgery. But throughout all of this, Pia is doing her own thing, so it's kind of a distraction. But Lois isn't letting it deter her. They have a party. They have people at the house. They go to Bazoombas, which is a parody of Hooters. I thought the bag art was hilarious. They have the big old O's, onion rings or curly fries, whatever they were, where a woman's breastises would be. So everybody comes to the Kent house. They have a party. The kids, they talk about what's going on. Sarah tries to talk to Jordan, but Jordan basically he blows her off. And this sends Sarah down spiraling. We see her talking to her parents, dealing with this sort of depression thing. And like I said before, Sarah kind of brought this on herself, hanging out with Junior, drinking, etc., all of that stuff. It's crazy how she was kind of spiraling on her own. The whole teenage kid storyline is kind of CWE to me, if you get what I mean. But in this episode, it fit. It fit in this episode. We also pick up on the whole Kyle storyline, and I knew he was going to be a peon about it. I just didn't think it would be towards Chrissy. I thought it would be towards everybody. But we see Clark talking to Kyle, telling them the do's and don'ts of knowing the secret, yada yada yada. I do not know if he told them about the kid, about Jordan yet, or if it's just just him. I'm Superman. I'm the one that's been doing everything. That is unclear. We may find that out not next week because we're on a break, but we'll find that out in the next episode. But as soon as Clark leaves, Kyle is like, "You knew this whole time. You still lied to me, yada yada yada." That pissed me off because I'm like, "Okay, yes, Kyle, they gaslit you, but the way you're acting now is a prime example of why I would have never told you in the first place." Clark literally just had no choice in the matter. You wouldn't leave, so I mean, what else was there to do? But the way he was treating Chrissy in that moment, that was terrible. He goes home, he's drinking. That's when, at least I think he was drunk, or he was just in a pissy mood. I don't know, but that's when Lana shows up. They talk to Sarah. They get Sarah a job. He tells her that he went through something similar when he was a kid. It was a nice, heartwarming, touching moment through the Cushings. Something we don't get that often because majority of the Cushing stuff is 99% annoying half the time. But this was a great family moment. I thought it fit. I loved it. Hey, give us more Cushing stuff like this. Give us more Cushing stuff like this. Now, a missed plot point, a drop plot point would have been when John comes to the house. They don't talk about John killing Henry Miller. They don't even touch that. So I guess that's water under the bridge. Maybe they hashed that out off screen. I would have liked to have seen that on screen, but hey, that's just me. Maybe a few other content creators feel that way, but hey, it is what it is at this point, right? So Lois goes in for the surgery, and at the same time she's going in for the surgery, Nat goes to the Mannheim house. She is looking, trying to see if maybe Mateo was there. Maybe she could talk to Mateo out of it. Her and John have a nice, heartwarming moment. It touched me a little bit just to see father-daughter bonding, them reconciling with each other. But she does leave surveillance equipment there just in case Mateo does resurface at the apartment, which he does when his mom starts going ballistic with her powers. He's running around, he's freaking out, saying he needs help. Pia even eviscerates one of the, the main henchmen, the most annoying henchman, just splatters her across the train, which was one of the most graphic scenes that I have seen in this show. I'm surprised they made it on TV, but it was great special effects. Loved it. Love seeing Pia just, exploding from the inside. And Bruno's just like, oh, she needs more cure, she needs more cure. No, that's not what it is. Now it was crazy, and I'm sorry guys, I'm just jumping all over the place because I loved this episode. This was Superman and Lois. Like, it didn't focus too heavily on the cancer. We wrapped that storyline out. This is how you wrap up a graphic novel, per se, if you want to call it that. This is how you wrap up a storyline. So she's spiraling. She tells the family to run away. Bruno's like, she just needs a little more cure. I'm like, bro, the cure, your cure, quote unquote, is what's doing this to her in the first place. So, he's steady trying to get her a little bit more. Go find some more. Telling the henchman, oh, well, look what you did. You got your henchman killed. He's telling her, like, go grab my cure. Go grab my cure. Just needs a little bit more. And Bruno and Pia's like, no. No, no, not Bruno. Mateo and P is like, no. Mateo's like, I'm gonna go get help. That's what he does, or at least that's what he attempts to do. When he gets upstairs, Nat flies through the window, and then Bruno comes in out of nowhere, guns a blazing, and then that's when we see the kinetic hammer fly in, slap everybody around. John flies in, hems Bruno up, but he's like, "Where's your wife? Your wife needs help." Mateo's like, "Please help my mom." And it was good to see they, in that moment, I knew they reconciled. John put all of the other stuff behind him. Bruno put all of the other stuff behind him. In that moment, they reconciled. They try to go find Pia, but by this time, Pia's already found her way outside. Now, simultaneously, Lois is going through the surgery. We see John. Well, not we see John and Jordan trying to help Jordan. He's freaking out, having an anxiety attack. Because, well, this is a lot. Your mom is about to have surgery that could potentially kill her if it does not work. Trying to get rid of this cancer thing. It's been a few trying couple of months, and we could be at the finish line of all of this. I know what's going through his head. I've been through the same thing with my own mother, with my mother-in-law, so I get it. And for him, it resulted in his x-ray vision coming in, so it was nice to see Jonathan helping him, telling him to calm down, try to do those exercises, and he's freaking out. And it seems like he got a grasp on how to use the x-ray vision really, really fast, and I like to see that Jordan's progress with his powers has been phenomenal so far. So, yeah, that was cool to see. And to see Clark step back and just smile and watching the brothers help each other. Because, yes, Jonathan may not be the one with the powers, but he can coach his brother through it. He stopped being a peon about that like he was in the earlier seasons. And that's why I have to give praise. The MVP of this episode, to me, has to be Michael Bishop. He's doing an amazing job as Jonathan Kent. And I hope if we get a season 4, we get to see a lot more of him. If not, I will watch anything that Michael Bishop is in because he is an amazing young actor to me. Yeah, this role has proven to me that he's awesome. He's awesome. So my hats off to him. You've done an amazing job with this role, even if it was just for one season. I hope we get at least another season with you in the role, though, Michael. If you ever see this video, phenomenal job, 10 out of 10 performance, especially in this episode. So, x-ray vision's going off. So Clark goes to the DOD. They're trying to triangulate where Pia is. He gets her. He goes to her. He tells her, it's okay to let go. She tells him a message to give to her family. He flies her up. She explodes, comes back down. She's dead. He brings it to her family. And, they just, they're sitting there hugging her. And Bruno thanks John. John's like, basically, like, I've been there before. I know it. He tells him, I've been in the same situation you are in right now with my own wife. Not exactly the same situation, but you guys heard what he said. I'm just paraphrasing, for the sake of paraphrasing. But he just tells him, I've been where you are. I know how this feels. Just wanted to help. And, they reconcile. They get back to the DOD. Bruno tells him, like, he'll tell him everything as long as, Mateo is well taken care of. All of that good stuff. So this ends on a happy note. At least they'll be able to figure that out. But I honestly think it's too late because of the tag scene of Bizarro waking up, and his stuff is like trying to grow out of his face. He's waking up, he's screaming, yelling, eyes glowing. So what's gonna happen with him? We have 2 more episodes to find out. And with Lois comes out of the surgery. She has to find out that Pia is dead in the end. Clark did everything he could, but it's a happy moment. We've at the end of this graphic novel, at the end of this cancer storyline, so we can move on to the Lex Luthor side of things. I am very excited. Guys, I give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. It was a return to form for Superman and Lois. Not too heavy on the cancer stuff. Had a lot of action in it and some Superman action. And Jordan got new power and he mastered it just like this with the help of his brother. It was cool to see him fly in through to the surgery thing when he seen the thing was about to fall over. Flew in, set it back up using his new power. That was really cool to see. And the special effects when the X-ray vision was coming in, that was great. That was great. So guys, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you are already a subscriber, like this video, share it around. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will catch you next time.